For several years running prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, Cuba's tourist trade was growing, attracting more than 3 million foreign visitors of any given year. Now, with COVID under better control, Cuba had planned to receive at least 2.5 million visitors this year, an improvement but still far from the highs seen in the sector just a few years back.
I think that the best year for Cuban tourism ever was 2017. Cuba saw large hotel occupation and revenues over $1.7 billion. But it's very difficult to develop tourism in a U.S. siege destination.
Beyond a ban blocking American citizens from tourist travel here, including aboard U.S. cruise ships, new rules by Washington are complicating plans that citizens from some 40 other countries might have to visit Cuba. Those citizens used to qualify for visa-free travel to the United States. Now, if they visited Cuba, that program is closed to them, and they'll need to obtain a visa to travel to the U.S., a sometimes long and complicated process. The change comes as a result of Washington adding Cuba to its list of alleged state sponsors of terrorism. Cuba was included in the U.S. blacklist in January 2021 by the former Donald Trump administration, and it's still there under Joe Biden, while Cuban authorities claim the measure is unilateral and fraudulent. Cuban experts say the measure will impact island tourism.
This latest U.S. measure directly targets Cuban tourism and adds to many other restrictions never imposed on any other country before.
Any measure of that kind has an economic impact because any tourist who needs to visit the US for any reason would think twice before coming here.
Despite the new US rule, we found Europeans and other nationals here still enjoying this Caribbean destination.
It's not fair that those who come to Cuba face this measure to visit the United States. Here, I have met people who suffer from the US embargo, and in spite of that, they're very hospitable and friendly people.
Despite challenges like this new US measure, Cuba continues to develop its tourism infrastructure with an ambitious goal to attract more than 6 million tourists a year by 2030. Luis Chirino, CGTN, Havana.